Chiptech here, and this is a bit of a different sort of video from the videos that I usually make on my channel. But today we're gonna be, talking about a good reason why you should replace your Intel stock fan if you have a Skylake or a Kaby Lake. So here's my PC, and go over here. It's got a Pentium G4500 in it. It's running the stock cooler. The cable management is as good as it can get for that mini ITX case. That's a Cooler Master Elite 110, I believe. And as you can see, the thermals right now are not terrible. So the CPU is the red line. In fact, I will get rid of the SSD off that list. So as you can see, it's idling at about 40. The temperature is still going down a little bit every second. But the problem comes when you start to stress the entire system, which is something that happens during games especially. So you can see right here, we're running at, the stock speed is 3.5 gigahertz. It's not overclockable, and right now it's running at 3.47. I'm going to start a stress test right here in IDA 64, and yes, I am running the trial version because I don't have $40 to spend right away. But as you can see, instantly the temperature jumps up to 55, 59. It's going up really quickly with the CPU pegged to 100. You can already hear the graphics card fan going. The graphics card is at 100% usage. It's a R7 360. As you can see, it's already at 65 degrees, running at 1500 megahertz. The RAM is running at 1500 megahertz. The GPU is running at 1200 megahertz. So the CPU is already at 75 after 45 seconds. The graphics card fan is already getting pretty loud, and as you can see, it is still running at 3.47 gigahertz. See, I have no other programs open. I have a Chrome tab, but that's about it. And the graphics card is still pegged. It has gone up to 68 degrees. This is after a minute 15 seconds. It's already at 82. Typically with a processor cooler, you're going to want to look for something that'll keep it around 80, maximum maybe 85. As you can see, we're already at 85. But after a little while, you'll see this thing. It really gets up there. So we are a minute and 40 seconds into this test at this point. Alright, so 2 minutes in, you can see we're already at about 2 minutes. The graphics card has gotten up to 70. The Intel, the processor has gotten up to 89, if I can get it to focus there. Anyway, it's at 89, probably going to hit 90 pretty soon. So far, there's no thermal throttling detected. The fan speed is definitely ramping up on the graphics card. If we switch over to cooling fans, you can see that the fan is running at about 2000 RPM, and this is with the processor completely under load. For people who are interested, the CPU is running at about, what is that? The CPU is running at about 3 gigahertz still, 3.47 gigahertz. For temperatures, we have reached 95, which is bad, but so far there has not been any thermal throttling. Again, this is after 3 minutes. So after 3 minutes, 94. The graphics card fan is really ramping up at this point. For the purpose of this test, I am stressing the graphics card because this would simulate gameplay in video games, because the graphics card would also be working alongside the processor. So, as you can see, it is still pegged at 100% utilization, and the speed is still at 3.47 gigahertz. After about 4 minutes, it's already up to 97 degrees. So, graphics card is at 71 at this point. Alright guys, so the CPU is at 99, and as you can see, some thermal throttling is occurring. The maximum throttling percentage was 36. At this point, this is what we want to look at, so I'll full screen this. As you can see, there is some thermal throttling detected, and once again, one Chrome tab open. Other than that, just these 4 programs open, and we're already at 99 degrees Celsius. In Task Manager, you can see that it's still holding strong, but the speed is dipping a little bit. So we are holding a temperature of about 98 on the processor, and then there's roughly 25 to 30 percent thermal throttling. So you can hear that graphics card fan is definitely getting loud. If we go over to cooling fans, we can see that it's still running at about 2000, so it's not really working very hard to cool it down. So far the max is still 36. Again, this is only after 5 minutes, and it's at 98 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this really quick. So, while this is an artificial benchmark, and it will not accurately depict, gaming. As you can see, right after stopping the benchmark, it shot down to 72. So, yeah, the Intel stock cooler is not doing very well for this. Now, to show you guys a bit of, if you were to do content creation on this machine, I'm going to open up Cinebench. See, if you've seen any of my other videos, I did test this processor in Cinebench. I'm going to go ahead and run it right there, and head back over into this. So as you can see, the utilization has shot back up to 100%. The CPU did have time to cool down a little bit. But as you can see, we're already back up. As you can see, we're already back up to 92 degrees. Alright guys, we've hit 97. We're not stress testing on IDA. We're just using Cinebench. As you can see, it's rendering the image right there. And we're already throttling at about 45 to 50 degrees, or 45 to 50%. So, not doing so well. Definitely not good for content creation. As you can see, it's still rendering the image in Cinebench. And in the Task Manager, you can see it's actually underclocking itself because of the thermal throttling. So in this case, it is thermal throttling at about 46 to 45%. It's at 90 degrees Celsius at this point. Or sorry, 99 degrees Celsius at this point. Still calculating the image in Cinebench. So Cinebench is just about done calculating the image. Still pegged at 99 degrees Celsius. It just finished. As you can see, the throttling, everything is already going down. So in Cinebench, we were able to score 262, which is much different from the original 285 that I was able to score with this machine. Which just goes to show that the thermal throttling does have an effect on performance in general. So for this next part, we're going to be taking a look at some actual games, because artificial loads do not represent actual gameplay. Alright, for this example, we're going to be using Minecraft. So, really quick, you can see that it's cooled down to 77 degrees, and it is currently at not thermal throttling, about 80% usage. It's spiking up and down. So we'll head back into Minecraft really quick. And I have a amplified world loaded up here. So as we fly through the world, you can see it's rendering the chunks. And we'll just do this for a minute or two, and then you guys will be able to see the thermal throttling that takes place even during gameplay. Now, Minecraft is a very CPU-bound title, so it's it makes sense that this is happening, that it would throttle down, because Minecraft uses a lot of CPU resources, especially since this is just a Pentium 2. Minecraft is utilizing all four of its cores. All two of its cores and all two of its threads, because this Pentium does not have hyperthreading. So let's take a look at IDA. And as you can see, it has reached a toasty 92 degrees. And it's very similar to our results with the IDA stress test. So I'm going to come back when I'm, ran around in Minecraft for a little while. Alright, so I'm back. I've been flying through the world for a minute or two now, forcing it to load chunks. And let's take a look at IDA. So as you can see, some thermal throttling was detected. It's at 95 degrees. I'm not going to let the processor cool down. I'm going to keep going so that you guys can see, real world throttling in a video game, especially something like Minecraft, very, very CPU bound. So alright, let's get flying here. As you can see, this is definitely a large world, and then I believe it's set to 20 chunk render distance. So it's rendering out the world here. Now let's go back and take a look at IDA. So for the duration of that, we were hovering around 80 to 90, and some thermal throttling was detected, especially with it pegged here. But as you can see, I was not benchmarking. I was not using IDA at that time. So during gaming, this is not so much of an issue in Minecraft. But if we fire up a game like BeamNG Drive, which is very, very CPU intensive, especially on a dual core, we'll be able to see some more throttling. As you can see, it's loading the game right now. It shouldn't take too long. I have this game on my pretty fast hard drive rather than on my SSD. But as you can see, this is definitely a very CPU intensive game. At this point, I think it's my CPU that's more of a bottleneck than my graphics card. But BeamNG is a soft body car physics game, and as you can see, it definitely does a number on the CPU with all the polygons being calculated and rendered. Now this game is much more CPU intensive than Minecraft, and its quad core is actually recommended for this game, as opposed to Minecraft, which only requires a dual core. While I am running it on a dual core, it runs much better on a quad core, and that's because it can utilize more threads. So we'll reset and just continue this process for a little while. As you can hear, the graphics card is getting a little bit unhappy, and the fans are ramping up a little bit, so definitely a CPU and GPU intensive game. Alright, let's check IDA at this point. Alright, so in IDA you can see that in this case, actually, the graphics card was being a bit of a bottleneck, and there was no throttling. So while doing things like rendering video, this is definitely going to be a bottleneck. The cooler will be, because it's going to underclock. But for something like this, for something like gaming, it's not too terrible. But the thermals do get a little bit unmanageable after a little while. So thank you guys for watching. If there's another video that you guys would like to see in the future, comment down below. See you in the next one.